Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Katrie. I'm a Christian wife and mother who loves to read books. I hope you'll stick around. Alright guys, so today is wrap-up day, and last month I did a 1-minute timer method for this. It was something my husband was like, oh, this would be so funny, and y'all loved it. It was a major hit and it kept my rambling down to a minimum. So I'm gonna do it again this month because it was a lot of fun last month and y'all enjoyed it. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I've got a timer of 1 minute set, and I have to basically just tell you about the book and what I liked or disliked about it within 1 minute. So without further ado, we are going to get into these books. I will say I read 10 books this month, so a lot less than the previous month. It was a more chill reading month for me, but I also DNF'd just one book also. So I'm going to talk about the DNF real quick. And yeah, let's just set the timer for the DNF too. Make sure I don't go too long. So let's get it started. All right, so for the book that I DNF'd, it was Watership Down. I think its name is Richard something who wrote this, but it's like a classic. It's about bunnies, guys. Yeah, bunnies, and I think like men are trying to come in and like plow down the land that they live in, and there's, I don't know, there's a lot of politic type of stuff amongst the bunnies, and I know it's supposed to like signify other stuff, but I just wasn't interested. Oh my goodness, this book was like so long. I couldn't get into the writing. I just couldn't get into the story. I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm DNFing you. And yeah, it could be a soft DNF, but honestly, I don't know if I'll ever pick it up again. So might just be a hard DNF, but yeah, that's the book I DNF'd. And if I can stop it, 13 seconds on the clock yet left, so there we go. All right, and now let's get into the books that I actually read this month. Alrighty, 1 minute on the clock. Okay, so the first book I read was A Most Agreeable Murder. This was by Julia Seals, I think. So this is a very interesting book. This was like a Regency murder mystery, but make it a parody. It was quite funny. Like, it was not supposed to make sense, and it was not supposed to be too overly serious. I had a lot of fun with it. There was some content things in it that made my rating not higher than just a 3.5, but I overall did enjoy myself. I'm not sure if I'd check out more from this author just due to the content stuff, but I had a fun time with this one. 16 seconds. I'm doing good. I feel like I did a lot better than I thought I would do at this last time, and I'm just sitting here and I'm like, how do I drain on for like 5-10 minutes talking about a book when I do it on a timer I can beat the minute clock? Like, what are you doing, girl? All right, the next I finished was The Accused by Kara C. Putman. This is the first book that I read by her, and guys, I got me another 5-star. I could not believe it. I was like so surprised. This is a legal suspense drama, and it was a new release this year, and I just absolutely adored everything about this story. Like the legal side of it, the murder mystery side, like there was so much stuff in between. We follow like a teacher and like a attorney, and then like the victim who's being, well, not victim, but like one who's being charged for the murder, you know. It was just so good. It was so good. There was so much intrigue. There was a little bit of romance strewed in amongst everything, but it was like underlined and after everything, that it didn't take away from the story. It only added to it. Like, it was just so well done, guys. If you like legal dramas, go check this out. Okay. All right, and then I gotta put this down. The next one that I read was Disciplines of a Godly Woman. This is by Barbara Hughes, and I finished this month. I did not read it all this month. I've actually been reading this since, I want to say like June or July or something with my church. We've been going through it like 1 week at a time. with some breaks in between, but it is just, as it says, disciplines of a godly woman. She goes through all different types of disciplines of the gospel, of submission, of prayer, worship, mind, propriety, perseverance, the church, marriage, stuff like that. And honestly, I feel like it's a really good like guideline and has a lot of rich stuff in it. She also has a ton of extra content in the back, like reading plans, opportunities for good deeds, like notes, a whole like book reading list, like really good extra content back there that I probably would definitely recommend this book, but there was a few minor things in it that I did not agree biblically standing on. I'd still recommend it though, 4.5. Alrighty. The next book I read was Falling for Your Best Friend by Emma St. Clair. She is a clean, closed-door, like romance author. This was a rom-com. I enjoyed this decently well. Our main character is kind of a neurodivergent. I can't remember what exactly she has. I think it's Asperger's or something like that. And there was a lot of interesting stuff in amongst that I really liked, but also with that, she had kind of sensory overload and touch overload and stuff like that. And so kisses and stuff like that was kind of explained way more than they would normally would be because of that. And I did not prefer that. I've also just, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't prefer that, but I did like the characters, the couple, and like the dynamic, and I liked seeing other parts of the neurodivergent character. I would just be wary of that because that definitely added some like extra details and tension and stuff that I know not everybody likes. So okay, I'm starting to ramble more now. Apparently, now that I said that, I'm getting cut off by the timer. Also, don't y'all love my little snowman? I asked y'all to name the snowman last year, and I don't remember what we came up with. I'm gonna have to look back and remind myself of what name we picked. She's so cute. Okay. All right, next I read in middle grade called The Bletchley Riddle. This was by Ruta Septis and Steve Shinken. I rated this 4.25 stars. It's a historical, and it was like based off of like a true type of thing, and I was kind of surprised by that. I feel like after I read it and I read that bit, it kind of like brought the enjoyment. I think that was like the 2.5 that I added on, brought the enjoyment up for me a little bit because I wasn't expecting it to actually have any like real aspects to it. But yeah, it was kind of like a duller like World War II setting story for me. There were some interesting things that grasped me, but it wasn't quite as thrilling as I was expecting it to be, but still overall really good. And especially if you like middle grade and historical and stuff like that, you probably like it more than me because I'm not always the biggest fan of historical fiction. So what am I doing? Okay. All right, and then next I read Perfectly Complicated Christmas Romance, excuse me, by Grace Worthington. This is her new release. Grace Worthington is another clean, closed-door romance author. This one was sweet. I enjoyed this. It had a lot of fun Christmas vibes. We have a single mother with a little kid and a hockey player who goes all mushy over it. I love like the single mom tropes and when there's kids involved and seeing the guy go all I think of my husband with one of our 3 little girls, and I just get all gushy inside. But I love that aspect. One thing I haven't noticed with these rom-coms that I'm like noticing for myself is I'm not loving how much they allude to wanting something more in amongst them. A lot of them kind of had that, well, I'm not gonna say it or I'm not gonna plan out whatever it, but I'm gonna allude to it. I'm gonna kind of hint at it. I want more, I want more. And I don't want to read about you wanting more. I assume that you probably do, but I don't need to read about it a ton of times. So yeah, sorry, I know I'm over time, but that's just something that I've noticed lately, that the rom-coms have a lot of that stuff in it, and I feel like that's kind of why they stay mid, like in the 3-star range for me, because some of that takes away the fun of it for me, because I don't want to hear about you wanting to jump the other's bones, even if it's in a nicer, less graphic way. All right, next was Sense and Suitability by Pepper Basham, and if you guys could not tell, I got another 5-star. 2 5 stars in a month. Are you kidding me? What, Kadri? Who is this person? I don't know. I'm so surprised. Guys, I'm gonna cry. Not only is this the most gorgeous cover ever, but I loved this book. I'm like wanting to read Regency stuff now because this was so good, and I'm like, is all Regency this good, or is it just this one? Please let me know, guys. This was just so cute. So cute, so perfect. I just don't even know what to say about it. I highlighted quite a few things in it. It's just, these 2 characters were so well done. And I feel like there was such a nice light faith theme all threaded throughout it too. And the overarching whatever, forgiveness and like rising above and just loving like Christ loves. Oh my gosh, guys. It was beautiful. It's beautiful. Go read that book. I started another timer and I didn't mean to. How do I work this thing? Okay. We're still here. All right, next I read Welcome to the Fae Cafe by Jennifer Kropf. This was in my 10 before the end, so yay me. I am going to be quite honest with you guys. For the first like 9-10% of this book, I was like reading it over almost 2 weeks. And I almost DNF'd it so many times. I was like, what the heck is going on? I am so confused. I'm not interested at all. But guys, after I passed that 10% mark, I was like, oh wait, I'm starting to understand. We're getting out, like we're getting in the world. I'm getting the story. Oh, I'm interested now. Like, okay, if you like the Fae stuff, which I'm not big on the Fae stuff, and I think that's kind of what jumbled me at first, but yeah, if you like Fae, it's like, it's Fae, fairy, Fae, prince, whatever, coming to the human world and being like, what, you know, calling coffee drinks funny things and being like, what the heck is this magic mirror? How do I get off of this endless call? It was hilarious. It was quite hilarious. So I did not expect to enjoy it so much, but I did. All right, and next was another Christmassy romance, was Not Without Noel by Dulcie Dameron. This is a novella in her Secrets of River Hollow series, which I've read the first 2 in. I think this novella is supposed to be last, which, you know, I kind of skipped over 2 books, but I just wanted to read a short little novella, Christmassy type of thing, and this one was fine. Again, I have a hard time sometimes with novellas. Like, I that's kind of what I want sometimes, but they're not gonna, like, rank very high because they're just too short to give me enough like emotion and like gumption or whatnot for me to rate it high enough, like higher than like 3 to 4 star range. So this one was just a solid 3. It was cute. I don't really have much else to say about it. 13 seconds. I keep like ending at like 13 to 16 seconds, and that's kind of odd. Okay. All right, the final book that I read this month was The Vanished by Sarah C. Putman. I rated this one a 4 stars. So this one is actually the first in that series with The Accused that I rated 5 stars. And I was like, oh, there's a first one in this. I need to go back and read it. I think there's also like a prequel half one, which I'm probably going to go and read. I just wasn't as interested in the storyline though, guys. It's about one of the friends in the other one. But the main like pull in the storyline is kind of about art and like stolen art or whatever, like trying to claim the stolen art. And there's like a very side whatever thing with the mafia, but it's so like not as present that the main thing throughout it is the art. And I just wasn't as interested in all the legalities of like stolen art of World War II and all how people are trying to like bring it back. Like, I just wasn't that interested, but I still like the legal drama setup. I think I really do, as long as I'm more interested in it. So this one just gained a 4 stars, but I like this author's writing a lot, so. All right, guys, that is the 10 books that I read this month. The 1 book I DNF'd. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. I'm sorry I went over a little bit with a few of these, but please forgive me. If you have any questions or want to know more about these books, feel free to comment and, you know, ask away. I will and always do put content and trigger warnings down in the description box for each of these books. So if you're curious about any of that, it'll be down there. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what was your favorite read of the month of November down in the comments down below. I gotta say, even though I had 2 5 stars, I'm pretty sure Sense and Suitability was my favorite this month, guys. It's so good. All right, I'll see you guys later.